The topic is black female lawyers, and we're talking to Miss MWilliams, who is the president of the Napier-Luby Bar Association here in Nashville, Tennessee, and Miss KHumphries, who is an associate in one of the local law firms here in Nashville. And let me welcome both of you to Black Pulse. Ms. Williams, earlier we spoke with Ms. Wooten about some of the changes and some of the progress that has been made by black women, black female attorneys over the last couple of decades in Nashville. And I would like to continue our conversation by talking to you about some of the changes that have been made in the area of the Tennessee Higher Education Commission, the area that you're involved in.
Yes, thanks for having me on the show this evening. At the Tennessee Higher Education Commission, I'm the Director of Legal and Educational Services, and that means that I have an opportunity to be involved in desegregation of public higher education. We have a number of scholarship programs for students in the law as well as in other professional areas. We have the Tennessee Pre-Professional Program that works with college students in the summers to try to prepare them for professional school. And after they go to law school, then they can join us as black attorneys.
And so these are some of the areas that you are concerned with in terms of what you do with the Tennessee Higher Education Commission.
That's right.
Very good. Ms. Humphries, your position is sort of a unique position in terms of the female lawyers that we've had an opportunity to talk to today. You are an associate, are you not, of one of the local law firms. Perhaps you could tell us exactly what does that mean, being an associate in one of the law firms.
Okay, well, the firm I'm with is Boat, Cummings, Connors, and Berry, and I think it's probably typical of most large firms in most major cities in the country. Basically, the structure of the firm is that there are partners and associates. Usually there are many more associates than there are partners in a firm. And within that structure, there are a lot of obstacles that must be overcome in order to become a partner in the firm. First of all, there are billable hours, and that is very important to associates. That is a required number of hours that you are required to account for your time working on clients' files during the year. And so that is very important to becoming a partner. Also, as you progress in the firm, it's also important to be able to develop a client base to become a partner. And
so both of you approach the legal profession from almost two entirely different perspectives. And so consequently, you bring a body of information that our public is undoubtedly interested in. And from the perspectives of the two of you, what would you say about the status of black females in the area of education, law and education today, Ms. Williams?
Traditionally, black attorneys have had more success in working for state and local and federal governments than working in the private sector, the corporate sector. I'd say that things are almost wide open in that area. That's one of the reasons I chose to go into that aspect of law.
And what about yourself, Ms. Humphries?
Well, I agree with Madeline that traditionally I think it is easier to be successful in the public sector, and I think that's primarily because there are so few black females in the private sector. Getting back to my discussion as far as the structure of a law firm, as far as getting billable hours and being able to meet those requirements, it's important to be able to get the work. You can't really work on a file unless someone, a partner or a senior associate, asks you to work on it. So that's difficult. I guess it would be a little bit more difficult, I would think, for a black female, since there aren't that many in the firm. You know, I would think the majority of the time you're not going to be the first person that people think of when they want someone to work on a file. And that wouldn't be just because of the other attorneys' feelings towards you, but they also consider the client's feelings. And particularly when you're working with large corporations, you have to think about that type of thing.
Now, you mentioned billable hours. Now, exactly what does that mean?
Well, as I said, that has to do with the amount of time that, just accounting for your time. I guess the average would be between 16 to 2,000 hours, 1,600, I mean, to 2,000 hours per year is what most law firms require that you have to account for.
And are you paid in relationship to those hours?
No, your salary is not tied into that, but advancement and bonuses and things like that are.
And so it is possible to enter a firm as an associate and ultimately move on up into some of the other areas in that firm.
It's possible, yes.
Very good. Now, Ms. Williams, you mentioned some of the programs that are available through the Tennessee Higher Education Commission. Why don't you give us some additional information about some of those programs so that perhaps those of our young people who might be interested in becoming involved in law might know what the state of Tennessee is doing in that direction.
Yes. If a student is in the process now of applying to law school, they should check with the admissions office at the law school to find out about scholarship opportunities that are available. If a student is an undergraduate in the early part of their career, they should contact the Tennessee Pre-Professional Program Office located at the University of Tennessee, Memphis, in Memphis, Tennessee, to find out about summer opportunities.
Now, finally, could you give us some information about what the state of Tennessee is doing in order to encourage more black females to become involved in the area of law?
Every black Tennessee resident who is a sophomore in a public institution receives a letter notifying them of the availability of these opportunities. Many black attorneys employed by the state and otherwise go out on speaking engagements to try to inform the public in general of the programs.
And so the opportunities are available, the programs are available.
Right, we need students to partake of them.
And of course, desegregation also is a very, very important element in terms of trying to increase the number of black females as well as males in these professions.
Yes, it is, both in the profession and in the academic ranks of teaching law.
Very good.
The American Bar Association also has become active in trying to work with practicing black attorneys, male and female, to see that we are represented in a broader spectrum of different types of legal jobs.
Very good, and let me thank both of you for giving us that very, very important information today. And we'll be back with you following this commercial break.